Hello, everyone. My name is Joe McCora, and I am the principal of Bronxville Middle School, the very proud principal of Bronxville Middle School. I want to take this opportunity to welcome you to Bronxville Middle School. It's a very special place. I want to thank everyone that was able to join us for our in-person fifth grade parent transition meeting the other evening. A big shout out to our wonderful students that provided tours and gave some reflections of their own on middle school, as well as our incredible PTA parents that stood up and also gave you some great advice and some reflection of their own on what it's like to enter Bronxville Middle School. And certainly we are thrilled to have you with us and become a big part of our family. Like all things in Bronxville, I want to just say that our guiding North Star is always the Bronxville Promise, where we work with students to become leaders, to engage the world in a positive way, to be innovators, and to, of course, think critically in all that they do. You know, middle school is actually a concept that began in 1909 in Columbus, Ohio. The model that you see today was popularized actually in the 1960s. You know, the purpose of middle school, and I always use the visual, that middle school really is a beautiful bridge. And it does bridge the gap between that wondrous world of elementary school and that incredible world of high school. It's a time of incredible growth, change, and wonder for children. And one of the reasons that it is that time is because we expose students to different classes with different teachers right away. So where they're used to being with one or two teachers for most of the day, they have a different teacher for every period in the hopes that they will be exposed to different things, different personalities. And what we want them to do is hopefully develop a passion for something that they will continue to pursue as they move on to high school and college. Middle school basics. So we have a very thorough handbook that's always evolving, and we will be sharing that with you as we get to the summer months when we do our summer mailing. And you know, it really is something parents should take a look at because it gives you incredible information about our middle school. But some basics just to start you off. Every day, our middle school classes start at 8:20 a.m. We usually start with a homeroom. School ends every day at 3 o'clock p.m. Unlike elementary school, there is no dismissal manager in middle or high school. All attendance goes through the amazing Kathleen Matthews, who is in our main office, principal secretary, really runs the entire school. I say it all the time. She's in the main office. That includes leaving early, coming in late. Most parents in middle school tend to email msattendance@bronxvilleschool.org, but you are certainly also able to call the main office at the number on the screen that you see. Extra help is available at 7:45 a.m. for every subject. There is no appointment needed. So if your child needs help in math, they could show up at 7:45 in the morning, go to their math classroom, and their teacher is there and available to help them. Just to give you one example. We follow a 6-day schedule here in Bronxville Middle School, very similar to what we do in the elementary and in the high school. We have advisory on days 1 and 4. And what is advisory? Advisory is like an extended homeroom. It's about a 30-minute homeroom that's either given before lunch or after lunch, depending on a day 1 or a day 4. On day 1, classes are 46 minutes in the morning and 56 minutes in the afternoon. On day 4, classes are 56 minutes in the morning and 46 minutes in the afternoon. So we take a little time off the classes, whether it's in the morning or the afternoon, to build in a 30-plus minute advisory. And there is no homeroom on day 1. That's what a schedule looks like. Your children will get this over the summer. And as complicated as that may look to you, it's basically a 6-period schedule. We are a smaller school. We only have 3 floors in our school. If you went to Bronxville Elementary School, it's a 4 and 5 floor school. So students tend to navigate and come to our school and get very used to it very quickly. Any classroom that begins with a 1 is on the first floor. Any classroom that begins with a 2 is on the second floor. And any classroom that begins with a 3 is on the third floor. So students, as much as middle school can be a little worrisome, it's really very quick. Students adjust to it, and we're very proud of them the way they do adjust to it right away as well. And we are very nurturing, especially in those first months of school, to make sure that they're not stressed out about ever being late to a class or anything of that nature. Our 6th grade team is wonderfully, I want to say compassionate and tolerant that it's new to them. So we take that time to transition them in. So there's nothing to worry about. Music. I want to speak a little bit about music. So one difference between elementary and middle is the music. Our music program is a performance-based program. We're always working towards the next performance. I want to thank all of our fifth grade parents for signing up for either chorus, band, or orchestra. It's going to be programmed on their schedule. But in addition to that, there is one other requirement that middle school has, and that's starting at the end of September, 1 day a week. Students are required to attend a half-hour morning session of their music. It's called early morning music, and it begins at 7:45. For sixth graders, it's on Thursday. So on Thursday at 7:45, if you have chorus, you go to the chorus classroom. If you have orchestra, you go to the orchestra classroom. And if you have band, you go to the band classroom. And the entire ensemble performs together as they work towards the next performance. And our performances really at the middle school level are amazing and incredible. And I say that obviously being the middle school principal, but they really are something that I think you'll be impressed with. And you'll see the leveling up from one level to another. And when they get to high school, the work that they do in middle school really makes those high school performances even that much more special. Homeroom and advisory. So homeroom is basically like a check-in. It's only about 5-6 minutes at the beginning of a day. It's a check-in. There's announcements, Pledge of Allegiance, and we move on to class. Advisory is a little bit longer. It's on 2 days a week, days 1 and 4. And there really is an emphasis on team building and just giving students like that toolbox, like, good habits. How do we form good habits of study? How do we form good habits of mind? How are we going to be successful in middle school? And we give tips on how to do that. We also do work with anti-bullying, cyber safety, and we do work with that, not just with the students, but we do it with the parents through our PTA as well. Middle school has grades, A, B, C, D, and F. To those of us that went to school, that looks pretty familiar to us. So the difference is elementary has the 1, 2, 3, and 4s, and we have grades, and each grade represents a percentage. And just so you have that, it's right there. That's also present in our handbook as well. Grading. So a low grade. Students in middle school can get a low grade because it might be the first time in their lives they've ever struggled in a class. That's okay, because a low grade is by no means the end of the world. It just may mean a student needs a little extra help. It can also be that a student can develop a new and better strategy for learning different material. And, when students learn different strategies for different situations, that's not just a skill for academics, it's a skill for life. It leads to a more rounded student with a higher level of thinking and problem-solving skills. So sometimes when a student gets a bad grade, it's not always a bad grade, and we have the support around to support the student during that experience. So struggles will happen sometimes, and we want to teach students those coping skills and how to deal with it. And some students, by the way, will fly right through middle school and never get a bad grade, and that's fine as well. What students need to do to be successful? You will hear us say this over and over again to your children. Just do your best. Give it your best effort every day, and you will be successful in what you do. Even if it's not where you want it to be, you will be moving towards success. We want students to always take care of themselves. Sleep. Have some time. This era of student was born with technology and cell phones and computers and all different YouTubes, etc. There has to be a time at night where you turn the technology off. Tech curfews are really important to establish with your kids in middle school. If it's 5 o'clock, if it's 6 o'clock, just turning the tech off so that the mind can begin to rest and the body then will rest. We talk to students about hydrating, eating right, just doing some things that can make you successful the next day. Pack your belongings the night before so that when you wake up the next day, you're not struggling to get yourself ready. Just little things. And these are some of the things that we actually do in advisory with students as well. Doing your homework is very important. It's a way for us to take a look at how they're grasping a skill so that we can help them if they need a little extra help. Students at this point in their lives should be doing their own homework. Parents at this point should just be checking to make sure that the homework is done. If your child is still expecting you to do their homework with them, this is a great time to start giving them a little more responsibility with that. We will always keep your children safe. Their safety is the most important thing to us each and every day, followed by their daily learning. We will never tolerate a student being mean to another student. As a matter of fact, we have an entire positive behavior intervention program that works towards creating a culture of kindness in our school. Disrespectful behavior to anyone will not be tolerated. That includes obviously staff as well. Fighting, bullying, misuse of technology. A word about cell phones. We understand that parents want their children sometimes to have cell phones, but when they are in the middle school, we want them turned off, and we do prefer that they're in a locker. If in any way a cell phone is out, it does get taken away. It is returned to the student the first couple of times, and if it's not, if it continues to be a habit, then we get the parents involved. Cheating and plagiarism is obviously not tolerated, and we encourage all parents to review the district code of conduct. Now, just another word about cell phones. Obviously, if your child needs to get in touch with you for any reason and it's an emergency, or you need to get in touch with your child for any reason because it's some type of an emergency, always call the main office, and we will always let them call you from the main office as well. So please be rest assured of that as well. Why do people get afraid of middle school? Middle school for some people, it seems to be a very stressful time. We've done some things in Bronxville Middle School, especially for our Bronxville elementary school students, to take some of the anxiety out of this. But many children and parents do have some scary thoughts about middle school. They worry about peer pressure, learning locker combinations, homework, hormones, new teachers. Starting sixth grade can be nerve-wracking for elementary students, even the tough ones. But, you can help your child. Just listen, talk, and advise them. One big misconception that parents do have about middle school is that they have to back off their child. In some ways, they do, because they need to be a little more responsible for things like homework, assignments, and developing those daily successful habits to get them out of bed and get them ready for school. And those are all things that children should start taking some responsibility out. But in some ways, no. You as parents need to know where your children are and what they're doing at all times. So giving them a little freedom on the inside and the outside. On the outside in particular, we encourage you to constantly check to see what their text chats are looking like, because you'd be surprised what they look like. Their social media, if you're allowing them to be on social media, just where they are in the community and in the town. These are things that you really need to clamp down on and definitely still be a big part of your child's life, because they do not have the toolbox of life skills yet to navigate situations. So it's important that you stay on them and work with them, and obviously the school's going to work with them at our end as well. You're definitely still in charge of your child, and accountability is very important. The reality of middle school, it really is a lot of fun. And if you were here last night, you heard that from the students. It's the smallest school in Bronxville Middle School. They grow so much in these 3 short years, intellectually, socially, and emotionally. You'll see that they sometimes form new friendships. So some of the friends that they've had since kindergarten, you'll notice that they may keep some of those friends, but they also may make new ones that have similar interests than they have. What's really important is that they've developed coping skills and habits in different situations. If they come out of middle school with that, then they have had a very successful middle school experience, because they're ready for all the pressures that high school may bring. Our job together is to make those skills and habits that they do form positive ones. And I would encourage your child to get involved in middle school activities. We have a bevy of clubs, and that will be actually given to you when we do our summer mailing, so you can see all of our clubs and activities. And 99% of our clubs meet during the day, during lunchtime. So it's an incredible opportunity for a student just to get involved in the different clubs that we have. We obviously have drama clubs, we have musicals, etc. Here's the Lion King. That was last year's performance. And if your student is not a performer, they can take part in the crew in our middle school drama club, and as well as our musicals. We're going to be performing Shrek in the next couple of weeks. We do a lot of great work with the Bronx River Research, especially in the 7th grade in particular. It's an incredible job where the kids get to really just live the science each and every day, and it's a lot of problem-based approach. We take a lot of trips in middle school. We still do overnight trips. 8th graders go to Boston, and here's just some memories over the last 2 years. We'll go to Williamsburg with our 7th graders. That's an over 50-year trip. That's actually a working trip where students are actually doing a project based on what they're doing in class. So this is Williamsburg over the past couple of years as well. A lot of memories in Williamsburg. Actually, one of our chaperones that you may see in this picture, Mr. Rooney, he's the former tech ed teacher. He's retired, and he comes back to help us out with chaperoning. this coming school year will be his 50th trip to Williamsburg, Virginia. So that's special for us as well. But we look forward to these trips with your children as well. Sixth graders actually currently do not do an overnight trip, but they take an incredible trip to Sharp Reservation. And that's our day trip with our sixth graders. And they do, it's all about team building and class bonding. And they definitely come back to that as bonded as a class. And we take that opportunity to build that into our advisory program with them as they move forward in their sixth grade journey. So Sharp Reservation is a real trip. And then we do a lot of other trips, ice skating, bowling, a lot of day trips throughout their middle school experience. Just some great people to know. Kathleen Matthews, as I said, there's her email address. Kathleen looks forward to working with you. She wanted me to extend that to everyone. That's her email address if you have any questions as you move forward. Kathleen is a great way to get to me. Email is a great way to get to me as well. And don't hesitate if you have any questions as we move forward. Katie Krieg worked in our middle school office for years. She works across the hall now in our guidance office with special ed. But Katie will also cover our office from time to time. So Katie's another great point person for the middle school. Jillian Tomlin is our incredible school psychologist. We are very pleased and excited about our new and amazing guidance team. Mr. Tim Nelson is moving up from 5th grade, as some of you may know him, and he will be our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade guidance counselor. And we're excited also about Samantha Manzo, who will be joining our guidance team as well. So to all our 5th grade parents in Bronxville Middle School, Tim is coming up with us. You will get assigned a guidance counselor, whether it's Tim or Samantha, and that will be your guidance counselor for 3 years. That will be an incredible point person for you in the middle school journey if you have questions and things as you go along. So please, don't hesitate to reach out to Tim and Samantha as the school year begins. We're anxious to begin working with them with you. Over the first couple of weeks of school, Tim and Samantha will take the time to meet all of your children and get to know them. In the next month, 2024, 6th grade transition presentations. I will be going into the 5th grade classrooms with a lot of students. We will give presentations similar to this, but more student-centered. We're going to give a B-Wing tour, and we're going to give them their locks now, and so they can keep them over the summer, and they can practice. We're going to teach them how to open and close their locks before they leave for middle school, so this way when they come back, they're not going to have to worry about that as all. And if they still haven't mastered it by the time they get back from summer vacation, don't worry. We're here for them, and we'll work with them as well. We're all in this together. This is a journey. We're on a team with one goal. Our common goal is for the success of your child. And I would not want to be on any other team than this wonderful team that we're on. Together, we will accomplish our goals. And as we begin our journey, if you want to go fast, go alone. And if you want to go far, go together. So, ladies and gentlemen, we look forward to this incredible journey with you that is the middle school experience. Just a big shout out to our PTA. Please get involved. This is one of the greatest PTA groups you'll ever be associated with. They do everything they do comes back to our students. So if you haven't been involved in the PTA, please get involved in the PTA. And if you were involved in the elementary PTA, please get involved in the middle school PTA. Every single thing they do goes directly back to our students. So a big promo and a big shout out to the PTA. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation. My name is Joe McCora. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I look forward to working with you over these middle school years. Take care.